It's just a really good basketball team we played. Veterans, even though AJ's only a sophomore, obviously he's one of the best players in the league. They execute at a high level. They take advantages of mismatches, and a Pickford who you don't guard at the three-point line just kills you with his cutting and offensive rebounds. Fife was a load for us tonight with 7 offensive rebounds. I thought we really fought like crazy again in the second half. It's just they made it hard on JB and Tyreek in particular. And that's the way a lot of teams are going to do it. So we got to learn from it. Those guys got to learn from it, and they got to get their teammates shots, easier shots. But lot of credit, all the credit to UNI, how well they're put together and how well they play together, and just how tough physically they are.
Greg, getting through the frustration of playing against UNI seemed to be the thing that the team had to fight through, especially in the first half. How did they? Ultimately, they weren't able to do it, but how do you get a team to fight through the way that UNI defends and playing through long possessions?
It takes a tremendous amount of toughness. It takes a tremendous amount of poise, and it takes being able to be patient. Be patient, because you're not going to come down and get something easy and get something quick. And we always talk about the ball movement, and we have to move because they're so locked in their gaps and their help defense. They're really good on the ball defenders for the most part. Very, very physical with great size all the way out there. We didn't do a very good job. I didn't do a very good job helping us in the first half, but I thought in the second half we really fought. We really fought. Got right there, down one with several opportunities, and just couldn't get over the hump.
Isaiah Brown for UNI guarded Tyreek for most of the game. Is that as good a job as any defenders down on you?
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's physical. I think Tyreek probably could have got to the free throw line a little bit more. But Isaiah Brown and Pickford, those guys are tremendous. They got a lot of guys that can really defend. And they're physical and they have size. And we have to realize that, because teams are going to, like we try to take away AJ Green as much as possible, teams are going to try to take away Tyreek Key and Jordan Barnes. Our other guys got to see that, got to notice it. They can't stand around and be spectators. And Tyreek just doing his job of making somebody help and moving the ball. It's really pretty simple. If you think about it and you look at it, but it's not that simple.
UNI had 10 offensive rebounds, which isn't a huge number in a normal game, but in a low possession game, where they were taking possessions down to the end of the shot clock, oftentimes scoring at the end of the shot clock. How frustrating is it?
It's frustrating. Breaks your back. You fight like crazy for 25 seconds, and they throw it up there, and Fife just gets his body down in there and gets it. He's tough. He's long. He's tough. He's relentless. He doesn't give in. They'd get JB on a mismatch, and that guy would go flying to the glass too. So low possession game, 7 offensive rebounds. I know Berhow got a 3 right there with a dagger at the end of a shot clock too. So it takes toughness, and you got to finish. These guys have poise. They have poise. AJ's got the ball in his hands. All those other guys, they're not shy to make a play down there at the end of a shot clock, and that showed tonight.
You guys did as good a job as anybody did on AJ Green in terms of his scoring, but his influence elsewhere on the floor was obviously felt by some of the cuts, like you mentioned, for Pickford. They were able to score off of him. How frustrating is that to try to defend that? I know teams are frustrated when they have to try to defend Tyreek.
It's really hard, and I've heard Jake say it. Pickford's smart. It's different than Holloman out there. Holloman, you can't give him any room from 28 on in. But Pickford knows. He sees where his guy is down in there and help. He's back cutting. He's cutting without it. He's setting a screen. He's flying to the offensive glass. And there was a couple that they got rebounds that their guys started on one side of the floor. They ran it down on the weak side of the floor. And that's just effort. And that's how UNI plays. That's why they're so difficult to beat. And again, we fought like crazy, but the better team won tonight.
You go 0-2 in Iowa, 2 very close games, 2 games that could have gone the other way if a few things did go your way. How do you approach this with the players? It's still 2 losses though. How do you feel like they're approaching this to try to take the good out of it, but also try to take the bad out of it too?
Well, Drake was a little bit different just because it was, more points were scored. It was a little more up and down, and we dug ourselves a little bit too much of a hole, I thought, especially in the first half, giving up what we did. Our defense in the second half, the last 2 games, has been pretty darn good for the most part. You have to learn. I'd be shocked if these 2 teams that we played aren't up they're battling for something towards the end of the year, but you can't keep learning lessons, you know. And in this league, when it's going to boil down to 1 or 2 possessions, you can't give them away. You can't give up an easy one. You can't give up second shots, and you have to make sure when you go down and you're executing what you're trying to get done, you got to have to execute with some toughness and some poise.